Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into a conversation that I think really hits home, literally, for anyone who owns a house or, maybe wants to soon.
Right. We're looking at the Prosperity Lounge, that radio show hosted by Joey Ruffalo.
Exactly, the financial coach, and specifically his chat with Brad Fleming, the owner of HomeSmiles Knoxville.
Yeah.
Our goal here is to unpack the really valuable stuff from their talk, focusing on protecting your home, which, let's face it, is also about protecting your financial peace of mind.
And Brad draws some, well, pretty surprising connections from his background.
He really does.
And what's great about using this show as our source is it's a real conversation, not just theory. It gives you a genuine peek at how something like home maintenance ties directly into your long-term financial health.
Yeah.
It's all about preventing problems.
Okay, so let's unpack Brad Fleming himself. His background is pretty unique for a home services guy. 33 years, U.S. Navy diving officer, a veteran.
Right. 33 years.
Yeah.
And when you think Navy diving, you think precision, right?
Really do.
Discipline, intense focus on detail, integrity.
Absolutely, and it's fascinating how those exact skills, that military mindset translates into, well, home maintenance.
It really does. He talked about his own story, retiring, moving to East Tennessee, and then, getting bored.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
Right, and that led him to HomeSmiles.
Hmm.
He described himself, I thought this was interesting, as not a businessman, I'm a business owner.
Subtle distinction.
Yeah, and he admitted he felt like he was drinking from 3 fire hoses sometimes. It just shows the challenge and the growth he's taking on.
It really does, and it's a great example of making an impact, at any age. Jerry Ruffalo actually started the show mentioning his previous guest, a 14-year-old baker, Gracie.
Oh, right, baked by Grace.
Yeah, and the point was, whether you're 14 or, like Brad, starting a new venture later in life, that passion and preparation, it pays off. Proactive planning works.
Definitely.
So here's where Brad brought up something I found really insightful. The huge difference between how we treat our cars and our home.
Ah, yes, the car analogy.
Right. Cars, you get a manual, a schedule, oil changes, check this, check that. Houses, you get a handshake, maybe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it begs the question, why do so many of us just wait for something in the house to break?
Yeah. Why is that the default?
Well, Brad's take is it's largely out of sight, out of mind. Your AC unit, your water heater, smoke detectors, they're usually hidden away.
True.
Unlike your car dashboard flashing warnings, your house doesn't usually tell you the filter's clogged or sediment's building up until, it becomes an emergency.
It's an expensive emergency, usually.
It's usually, yeah.
And that's where the HomeSmiles approach comes in, right? They provide these detailed reports after they do a service.
Yeah, with before and after pictures.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Think about it. You have a record, you can track things. Plus, imagine showing that to a potential buyer when you sell.
Oh, totally. It's like a Carfax for your house. Proof you took care of it.
Exactly. And connecting that to the bigger financial picture, this proactive stuff counters how home insurance works. Insurance is reactive, right? It pays after the damage.
Yeah. And actually you pay the deductible.
Right. HomeSmiles is trying to prevent you from needing to make that claim in the first place, at least for preventable things. It's kind of like preventative financial planning for your property.
I like that. Preventative financial planning. Okay, so what makes HomeSmiles Knoxville different, according to Brad?
Well, a big part is that one call, one service provider idea.
Ah, consolidation. Saves headaches.
Big time. Instead of calling a gutter guy, then a pressure washer, then someone else, you make one call. They handle a range of things.
Makes sense. What kind of services?
They've got different packages, like an essential one focusing on safety, essential pluses as some deferred maintenance items, and a complete package for going the extra mile, as he put it.
Gotcha. And you can pick individual services, too.
Yeah, they do a la carte stuff as well.
And he mentioned something new, right? Some breaking news.
Yes. HomeSmiles 365, it's a new subscription service. Basically, turnkey quarterly maintenance. Sort of a set-it-and-forget-it approach.
That sounds appealing for busy people. Just know it's taken care of.
Absolutely. And looking even further ahead, Brad floated this really interesting idea that maybe, down the line, this kind of documented proactive maintenance could actually lead to lower home insurance premiums.
Oh, wow. That would be a game changer. A real win-win.
Yeah. Lower risk for the insurance company, lower costs for the homeowner. It makes sense logically, right?
It really does. Okay, let's dive into some of the specific maintenance items they covered, the real practical stuff.
For sure. And Brad was good at explaining why each one matters beyond just the obvious.
Okay, first up, gutters.
Right. Not just curb appeal. The main job is getting water away from your foundation. Clogged gutters mean water spills over, erodes the soil, can cause basement leaks, foundation damage. Super expensive stuff.
And the weight can pull them off the house.
Yeah, exactly. Pulls away from the fascia board, causes rot. Plus, he stressed the danger of DIY gutter cleaning on ladders. Falls are a serious risk.
So what's their solution?
They use this thing called a skyback vacuum system. It's proprietary. Cleans from the ground, reaches way up, like over 30 feet, much safer.
Okay, safer and effective. Good combo. What about solar panels? Not everyone has them, but...
But if you do, keeping them clean is key. Dust, pollen, grime. It builds up and seriously cuts down their efficiency. They generate less power.
Meaning it takes longer to get your return on that big investment?
Precisely. Cleaning maximizes your energy production and your savings.
Makes sense. Then, pressure washing and soft washing, more than just making it look nice.
Yeah, that buildup of algae, mold, dirt, it can actually degrade surfaces over time. But the crucial thing he mentioned is the difference between pressure washing and soft washing.
Okay.
High pressure is fine for concrete, brick, tough stuff. But for things like older vinyl siding or maybe painted wood, high pressure can damage it, blast paint off, put holes in vinyl, force water behind the siding.
So soft washing is gentler? Uses cleaning solutions, maybe?
Exactly. Lower pressure relies more on the cleaners to lift the grime. Using the right method protects the surface.
Got it. Okay, this next one was kind of alarming. Dryer vent cleaning.
Yeah, this one's a biggie. Brad cited the stat that dryer fires are a leading cause of home fires. And it's almost always because of lint buildup in the vent hose.
Lint is that flammable?
Highly flammable, apparently. So cleaning that vent out, ideally annually, isn't just about fire safety, though that's huge. It also helps your dryer run more efficiently.
Saves energy, maybe helps the dryer last longer?
Both. A clogged vent makes the dryer work harder, use more energy, and puts more strain on the components.
Wow. Okay. Annual dryer vent cleaning. Noted. What about smoke alarms? We know change the batteries, but...
But there's more to it. Brad emphasized the actual detection chamber inside the alarm has a lifespan. It's usually about 10 years.
Not the battery, the sensor itself.
Right, so even if the battery is fresh and it chirps when you test it, the sensor might not be able to effectively detect smoke anymore if it's past its expiration date.
Where do you find the date?
Usually printed or stamped on the back or side of the unit itself. You take it down and look. Crucial safety check.
Absolutely critical. Okay, hot water heater flushing. Why do that?
Sediment. Minerals in the water settle at the bottom of the tank over time. This layer of gunk basically insulates the water from the heating element or burner.
Making it work harder, use more energy?
Exactly. Higher energy bills. Plus, that sediment can corrode the tank from the inside out, leading to leaks and premature failure. And you really don't want your water heater failing.
No, definitely not. He mentioned something about a valve, too.
Yeah, the T&P valve, temperature and pressure relief valve, needs to be checked to make sure it's working. It's a safety device to prevent the tank from overpressurizing. Flushing helps the whole system last longer and run safer.
Right. One more. AC condenser coils, the outside unit.
Yep, those fins on the outside unit. Their job is to release heat from your house into the outside air. When they get clogged with dirt, grass clippings, leaves, cottonwood fluff...
They can't release the heat efficiently?
Exactly. So the compressor, the heart of the system, has to run longer and harder to cool your house, which means higher electric bills and a shorter lifespan for your expensive AC system. Cleaning those coils helps everything run cooler and more efficiently.
Man, it really paints a picture of how all these little things add up, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And Brad shared an example, like catching gutters pulling away from the fascia before major rot set in.
Preventing those 5 alarm fires for your bank account, as Joey might say.
Yeah, exactly. These small preventions avoid huge potential costs down the road.
So when Joey asked Brad what the most overlooked area of home maintenance is, what was the answer? Was it one specific thing?
Interestingly, no. Brad said the most overlooked thing isn't an item, it's the whole concept of having a proactive maintenance plan at all.
Just doing anything regularly instead of waiting for disaster?
Pretty much. That's the gap HomeSmiles is built to fill, moving homeowners from reactive to proactive.
And it sounds like Brad's motivated beyond just the business side, too. He mentioned wanting to grow, expand the territory, hire more people.
Yeah, wanting to provide for his team. That sense of responsibility, maybe from his Navy background again, seemed important to him.
That's great to hear. Okay, let's switch gears slightly to some direct advice for you, the listener. Stuff from the Q&A part of the show.
Right. Joy asked some common questions, like, how often for dryer vents? Brad said, annually.
Annually. Got it. And gutters, especially if you have lots of trees.
Twice a year in heavily wooded areas.
Hmm.
And importantly, he pointed out that even if you have gutter guards, they still need cleaning. Stuff builds up on top or gets underneath.
Ah, good point. Gutter guards aren't a magic bullet.
Nope. And the #1 priority service, if your budget is tight.
Let me guess. Smoke detectors.
You got it.
Yeah.
Smoke detectors. Check that 10-year expiration date on the unit itself, not just the batteries. That's your first line of defense for safety.
Absolutely paramount. Okay, and Joey Ruffalo, being the financial coach, chimed in with some killer advice for future homeowners, too.
Yeah, this was really practical stuff. First, budget 1 to 2% of the home's purchase price for immediate move-in costs.
Like what? New locks, paint?
Exactly. Maybe some needed appliances, tools you didn't have before, just getting set up.
Okay, 1-2% upfront. Then for ongoing maintenance.
Allocate 1 to 3% of the home's value every single year for repairs and upkeep.
So on a $300,000 house, that's like $3,000 to $9,000 a year you should be setting aside.
That's the range, yeah. It covers both routine stuff and saves towards bigger eventual replacements like a roof or HVAC. And crucially, he said try to have a starter emergency fund of $3,000 to $5,000 before you even close on the house.
For those immediate, unexpected things that always seem to pop up.
Right. And then Joey had this, awesome tip. He called it fake owning.
Fake owning, how does that work?
Before you buy, figure out your estimated total monthly housing costs, mortgage, taxes, insurance. Compare that to what you pay now. Then start saving that difference every month.
Ah, so you practice making the payment and see if you can handle it, and you build up savings at the same time.
Exactly. It tests your budget readiness and builds the savings habit. Brilliant, really.
That is brilliant. So, wrapping this all up, the big message seems to be that taking care of your home proactively isn't just about the house itself.
No, it's fundamentally about your peace of mind. It's smart financial management. It's protecting what's likely your biggest asset.
And you don't have to, overhaul everything overnight. Just start somewhere. Maybe check those smoke detector dates this weekend.
Yeah, pick one thing. And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. How could applying this same proactive long-term thinking to other parts of your life, maybe your health, your career, your finances in general, lead to more security and freedom?
Good question. It's about building resilience, isn't it?
One step at a time.
So if you want to reach out to Brad Fleming at HomeSmiles Knoxville, the number is 865-333-2242.
Or email bfleming@homesmiles.com. That's BFLEMING.
Or check out the website knoxville.homesmiles.com. And remember that offer from the show, use code PRAISE10 for 10% off any service for the next 30 days.
Praise 10. Good deal.
Definitely. If you found this deep dive useful, please share it with a friend or family member who might need to hear it. And make sure you subscribe to The Deep Dive.
And for more financial tools, check out Jerry Ruffalo's resources over at theprosperitylounge.com. He's got guides, planners, lots of good stuff.
Right. As Joey always closes his show, freedom lives where faith and action meet. We'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.